2.5, equations of lines. And linear models. So the 4 lines of notes here for this. A vertical line has the form x is equal to a, and so that's a line that goes up and down. A horizontal line is y is equal to b, and so that goes side to side. Horizontal lines have a 0 slope, vertical lines have an undefined slope. If they want to know if 2 lines are parallel, the things that it has to have are the same slope, but they have to have a different y-intercept. If they have the same y-intercept, it's just the same line. And perpendicular lines have an opposite inverse slope. So if the slope was positive 2 on the one line, the other one would have to be negative 1/2. And then this isn't, I don't normally put this in the notes, but just kind of as a refresher, the formula for point slope form, because we're going to be using these different forms in the problems, is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And then standard form is ax plus by is equal to c. And so basically that's just moving the variables to the left, and the a, b, and c are just numbers. Alright, so the first problems that we have want us to write an equation for the line described, and then it also wants us to give the answers in standard form and slope-intercept form if possible. So starting with number 12, it says through the point 2, 4, and that the slope is -1. So they give us a point and a slope, so the easiest thing to start in is point slope form, and then we will manipulate that to put it into the other 2 forms after that. So point slope form first is y minus y1, which y1 is 4, is equal to m, which is -1, times x minus x1, which is 2. And so that's, we've done this before, but that's absolutely an acceptable just equation of the line if you just left it like that. Or, you know, these problems, they specifically tell us to do something else, so that's why we have to do it, but that would be fine otherwise if it didn't specify. I'm going to go to slope-intercept form next because it's the next, like, process. So I need to move this 4 over and then distribute up here. So this is going to be y is equal to negative x plus 2 plus 4. So y equals negative x plus 6. So that would be actually in slope-intercept form. This is just kind of the intermediate step to get there. And then once you have slope-intercept form, all we have to do is move the x from the right to the left, and then we're in standard form. And so that is going to be x plus y is equal to 6. And we have all 3 forms that they wanted. So this one, they gave you the slope and the point to begin with. Sometimes they are not going to do that, and they'll give you 2 points, so you actually have to find the slope first. But before we get down to those, the next one, number 16, says it's through the point of 5, 1, and there is an undefined slope. So which type of line do I have if I have an undefined slope? Is it vertical or horizontal?
Horizontal? Vertical.
Vertical. Vertical goes up and down. And if you think about it, undefined, like the U, the stick of it, like comes down. And then, you know, I'm making my U backwards for y'all, but anyways. But it comes down first, that's a vertical line, so that's what undefined is. So that means we need our x value, and so this is just going to be at x is equal to whatever the x point is, and so x is equal to 5. And so that one, you obviously can't put it in any other form, that's the only option, so that one would be set the way it is there. 18, it says it's through the point negative 3, 12, and the slope is 0. So if I have a 0 slope, what type of line do I have? What type of line do I have if I have a 0 slope?
Horizontal.
Horizontal. So this one is just going to occur at y is equal to whatever the y value is, which is 12 in this case. And if you ever were to forget that, all you would have to do is do point slope form with y minus 12 is equal to 0 times x minus negative, so plus 3. And this would all cancel out, and then all you have to do is move that over. So if you forget or you don't recognize that, that's all that's going to end up happening. The vertical ones don't work that way, obviously, but. All right, the next ones, they tell us, so they're going to give us 2 points, but they tell us that there is an x-intercept at negative 4, 0, and a y-intercept at 0, 3. And so we need to find the slope first, and then we can go from there. So slope formula, as a refresher, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 3 minus 0 over 0 minus negative, so plus 4. So my slope is going to be 3/4. And then you can pick either point to do your point slope form, but I would tend to pick the one that has a y value of 0 because that means there's nothing I have to move over. It's just going to be multiplying, so I'm going to pick that one. So we've got y minus 0 is equal to 3/4 times x minus negative, so plus 4. So then y is equal to 3/4 x plus 3. So we've got point slope form, we've got slope intercept form. If we wanted it in standard form, we would just move this over, and so we'd have negative 3/4 x plus y is equal to 3. Now they can present the information another way. They can tell you what the slope in the y-intercept is. And so with 28, they give us a slope of negative 2 and a y-intercept of 12. And so when we have that, all we do is plug it into slope-intercept form. You don't need to go back and try to get point slope form. You didn't have a point and a slope, so we don't need that formula. So we literally just plug this in. So y equals mx plus b, so y equals negative 2x plus 12. All right, the next ones, so we're jumping all the way down to 51 through 58. Say to write an equation in standard form and slope-intercept form for each line described. Because they're parallel and perpendicular, I usually just do slope-intercept because it's easier to see in that form. So that's all we're going to do. But 52, they tell us that it is through the point 3, negative 2, and parallel to the line 2x minus y is equal to 5. So I need to, first of all, get the line that they gave us in slope-intercept form so that I can find my slope, because what has to be true about parallel lines in regards to their slope? What did we say they have to have? Huh? Yeah, they have to be equal, they have to be the same. So this is going to be negative y is equal to negative 2x plus 5. So y is equal to 2x minus 5. So that means the slope of my parallel line has to be 2. It's got to be the same one. So now I use this slope and this point to get my equation of my parallel line. So y minus negative, so plus 2 is equal to 2 times x minus 3. And then y equals 2x minus 6 minus 2, or y equals 2x minus 8. And that would be the equation of my parallel line. So it has the same slope, but a different y-intercept. So it meets the requirements. Um, 54 through the point negative 2, 0, and it is perpendicular to 8x minus 3y equals 7. So I need to get slope-intercept form again. So I've got negative 3y is equal to negative 8x plus 7. So y is equal to 8 over 3 x plus, minus 7 over 3. So since the slope of my first line is 8 over 3, what does that mean my slope of my perpendicular line needs to be? Yep, negative 3 over 8. So change the sign and flip it. And then use point slope form. So y minus 0 is equal to negative 3 over 8 times x minus negative, so plus 2. And then we just need to simplify this down. So y is equal to negative 3/8 x minus, the 2 and the 8 are going to reduce, so minus 3 over 4. And this would be the equation of my perpendicular line then. Any questions about those? Anything? All right, then your problems are going to be 13, 15, 17, 19, 27, 51, and 53.